It's time for baseball on MLB Network. Should be a good one here this afternoon between the American League's Houston Astros and the Chicago Cubs. Two great hitters lead their teams to battle next on MLB Network. Jon Lester, the southpaw out of the state of Washington, will be the starter. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, Matt, Jon Lester's done just about everything in the game of baseball. Not an overpowering guy. 92 to 94 miles an hour. Good overhand curveball. Has mixed in the cutter. His changeup has gotten better. The only knock on Jon Lester, not a real good fielding pitcher. He holds base runners on really well, but he's not really good at fielding bunts and throwing the ball around the diamond.
And the first pitch of the afternoon misses for ball one, and that's how things get underway here at Wrigley. And now this misses as well as he's behind the leadoff man this afternoon. 2-0 now. Clear skies this afternoon. 84 degrees is our first pitch temperature. 2 balls and a strike to count. Now the 2-1. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Happ moving forward, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Now here's a look at the Astros starting lineup. Dan Plesac, who are you focused on?
Well, look out for Josh Reddick. Go look at the numbers. He hit over .310 last year and was consistent most of the year. I'm looking forward to him having another solid campaign.
Striding in for Houston, Josh Reddick, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Here comes the first pitch. Popped him up. Bryant is under it, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. Here's the second baseman, Jose Altuve. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And a neck-high fastball that time. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Clyde Washington.
You know, D-Row, he is a pitcher's best friend, Clyde Washington. Down in the strike zone, he'll definitely call that ball right at the knees.
If he's consistent with it, Dan, which Clyde always is, I'm okay with it.
1-1 on its way from Lester. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Lester's ready. Here's the 2-1. 3-1 now.
Yep, 3-1.
The 3-1. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Zobrist has it in his tracks, and the inning is over. A solid start to this one for Jon Lester. Now the Cubbies will get their first crack. No score. Justin Verlander will be on the mound for the Astros. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, thanks, Matt. Justin Verlander, former Cy Young Award winner. He's done just about everything you could do as a starting pitcher. At one time, might have had the best and biggest arm in the game of baseball. Consistently 94 to 97 miles an hour. Really good overhand curveball. Has the slider, has the changeup. Usually you'll know if Justin Verlander is on early. If he gets through the first couple innings, 1, 2, 3, he's going to be tough to beat.
A ball and no strikes.
1 ball, no strike.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Under it is Marisnick, 1 away. And a chance now from the north side of Chicago to check out the Cubs starting lineup. Mark, daytime baseball at home. What do we need to know about these guys?
Matty, you focus on this lineup, the middle of the order jumps out at you because of the big power. But my focus today is on the table setters, the guys that set the tone. They have to be willing to work the count and find ways to get on base and create a little bit of havoc on the defense.
Digging in the switch hitter, Ben Zobrist. He'll swing it from the left side right here. Not much behind this as this ball is looped over toward first. And this will get taken in at first for the second out of the inning.
First baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
So in now for Chicago, Anthony Rizzo. First cuts for him here with the bases open and 2 away. First pitch of the at-bat. And this one's chopped foul right at home plate. Verlander has found success in his career at limiting base hits. He usually turns in outings where his hits per 9 numbers are really respectable, and obviously that goes a long way as a starting pitcher.
Matty V, there's a couple of things that really hurt you when you're a starting pitcher. Walks and giving up many base hits per 9 innings. This guy keeps the ball in play, doesn't give up a lot of hits, doesn't walk very many batters, and when you do that, it's a good recipe for success, and it's worked.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. We are still scoreless. So here's the cleanup hitter, George Springer. He'll get us started in the top of the second.
Number 4, George.
First delivery to him on the way. Now ball line softly down the right field line. Foul. Now Lester's 0-1. And a fastball way off target here, and it's even at 1. The 1-1. Hard hit ball to second. Baez fields it cleanly. Throw to first will be in time, and there's 1 gone here to start the second.
Okay, here's how the Cubbies are lining up defensively. Let's take a look at catcher Wilson Contreras. This guy has got one of the best arms in the game. Think Gary Sanchez, but in the National League. Nobody wants to attempt stealing bags on this guy, and brings a powerful bat to the lineup.
Ready now, Carlos Correa. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Hit sharply on the ground. And there are 2 away now.
Batting second, catcher Evan Gattis.
Evan Gattis now standing in. His past history against John Lester, he's gone 3 for 6. Lester into his motion. Here's the first pitch. And he fouls this one off. Lester playing here in his age 34 season. This is his 12th season in the big league, so he's put together a really nice career to this point.
Yeah, Matty, no kidding right there. I'll tell you what, the grind to get to the big leagues is so hard. Guys just want to spend a month, a day in the big leagues. So to put yourself here for 12 years screams to your ability to adjust and be a great teammate.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Happ moves over, and that retires the side. Astros go down 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Now the Cubs' 4-hole hitter, Kyle Schwarber. Here it comes.
Kyle Schwarber.
Here's a fastball chopped foul at the plate. It's strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup.
Great off-speed pitch right there. He was definitely sitting fastball, wanted to turn and burn. Everything went flying. This pitcher might be on the attack with that pitch all game long. Time for a look at the Houston Astros on D. And guys, what I want you to focus on today is this is one of the new age teams in the game. that really rely on statistics and the numbers. And the numbers tell them that they're a better team defensively, moving guys around and shifting as much as they can.
First pitch on its way from Verlander. Fastball, and he swings through it to fall behind.
1 strike.
Behind a changeup, if you can imagine, for a strike.
Every time you go out there to start a game on the mound, you hope to settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like he could go pretty deep into this one.
Catch made there by Altuve, and there are 2 gone now.
Batting sixth, catcher.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. They'll try to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here. The 1-2. Contreras swings, and this is well hit to left. Gone out onto Waveland Avenue. A solo shot that time for Wilson Contreras, and the Cubs are on the board first, 1-0.
Well, he was on cruise control, just needing 1 more out to get out of the inning, but he came up with a plan. Base is empty. He didn't have to think about shooting one to the opposite field or shortening the swing to move the runners. He just wound up and let her rip. A solo shot is the result.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ as he rips it on the ground to second. Backhanded. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. Cubs are on the board first thanks to this solo home run. We've played 2. It's now 1-0 Chicago. Welcome back to this MLB Network broadcast from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Cloud Gate there, a popular tourist destination at Millennium Park. Here's Marwin Gonzalez now. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the 3rd after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
Into his windup, here comes the 1-0. Popped high in the air. Baez is there for it. Makes the play, 1 away.
Batting 8th, left fielder, Jake Marisnick.
Striding in for Houston, Jake Marisnick. Now the first pitch here from Lester. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. Marisnick is simply an all-around great defensive outfielder. Not only does he have great range and great hands, he's also got a plus arm, one that base runners and base coaches certainly have to be mindful of.
Absolutely. When you are in the meeting room preparing for this guy, it is the first thing that jumps off the page. Do not take the extra base.
Three and 0 now.
3 balls.
3 ball count right now. This looks like the best chance of getting a base runner on so far.
And there's a strike as he'll try to work his way back. It's 3-1. The 3-1. And he looks at ball 4 now. So he's aboard, and you always have to worry about the threat of a steal when he's on base.
They haven't been able to register a hit against this guy, but at least they have a base runner here. We'll see if that leads to something.
Next up for the Astros, Justin Verlander. is Marisnick. And now they've got him picked off. And a mistake here as he's tagged out in no man's land.
I think he was going first pitch, first movement all the way, and apparently the pitcher knew it too, caught him leaning.
First offering on its way. Fouled off. Lester's ready. Here he comes 0-1. And there's one well above the zone for a ball.
One strike.
And a fastball just a bit high. Astros still have yet to tally their first hit in this one. To 2-2 now.
2 balls, 2 strike.
Frozen on the fastball. Never had a chance, and the inning is over. Nothing doing there for Houston. They still trail 1-0. And now the Cubs pitcher, John Lester. He'll be the one to greet Justin Verlander to start the inning. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Right over the middle, knee high. But a big pass at a slider that gets past him. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first down.
Well, you know, AL pitchers must love pitching in NL ballparks because all of a sudden they're only facing 8 legitimate hitters in the lineup instead of 9. Kind of makes you wonder why any free agent pitcher would ever decide to pitch in the AL, doesn't it?
A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball. 1 out, nobody on. Russell behind 0-2.
There's a called strike on a changeup, not a particularly good one. That changeup up in the zone like this oftentimes gets hit very hard. Was able to get away with it that time, but if he's going to be successful, he's going to need to get that changeup down in the zone around the knees.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Javier Baez. He flew out in his last at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. There's a strike.
Well, that's a tough pitch to take right there, right down the middle. But I think that happens when you're facing a good pitcher like this guy. The last thing you're expecting is one right down the pipe, and unfortunately, he let that one go, and he'd like to have that pitch back to take a good swing at that one.
There to play it is Springer, and that's out number 2.
The right fielder, number 18, and Zobrist.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Ben Zobrist hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat. And that swung on and missed for strike 1.
If you're going to catch up to a high fastball like that, it's all about getting that front foot down in enough time to allow your hands to start moving forward.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Cubs strand 1, but they're up 1-0. And that'll bring up the former first-rounder Alex Bregman.
Third baseman, Alex.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Fouled away. Hit the other way out toward right field. There to take it is Zobrist, and that's out number 1.
Up next for the Astros, right fielder.
Stepping in is Josh Reddick. He popped out in his first trip. Here's the first pitch to him. And that pitch catches the inside corner. The windup and the 0-1. Here's a cutter that's off the plate, 1-1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. 2-1.
Yeah, that looked like a strike, but let me tell you, when you're staring at a big 0 in the hit column, getting a call like that to go your way can feel like a big victory.
Popped him up. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. Here's Lester now on 2-2. To short, hit hard. On to first, and there were 2 down. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and striding in the speedy second baseman Jose Altuve. Hit in the air to straightaway center. Happ is underneath this one. As he puts this one away, the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. They're down 1-0. Back here with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as the left-handed hitting power threat Anthony Rizzo starts out the inning. Back to work now is Verlander as the first pitch of the inning is swung on and missed for strike 1.
You know, we saw these guys around the cage during batting practice, and they told us they were going to be aggressive. I think this is getting a little ridiculous. They better watch themselves if they don't start putting balls in gaps. This guy's going to find himself in the 8th inning cruising.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. Might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
In there, 0-1. The windup and the 0-1. And it's 1-1. 1 run, 2 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. Outside, 2-1. Fastball is looked at for strike 2. Oh, and he struck him out as well, so he's carving right through the heart of this lineup as there are 2 away now.
Now batting.
Outfield shaded a bit to left center, the first pitch. A fastball right down the middle for a strike.
Snuck that high hard one by him without a swing, but that's a pitch and location he can do a lot of damage with. Got to be careful doing that.
And that is down, as that could be 2 bases. And he is into second with a 2-out double.
As we take a look at the replay here, you can see that it was a hanging changeup. Nice job of staying back on it, and he's able to tattoo it for a double. And you know, if that pitch would have supplied more velocity, it might have.
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. Danger averted following the 2-out double. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Here's George Springer. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame.
We're moving through the middle of this ball game right now. If they want to get things going, how about trying to get some base runners on, or at least get a base hit? They don't have any hits going into this part of the game.
And it's fouled away. Now Lester's 0-1. And a good idea to hold off on that swing. It's ball 1. So 1-1. Line toward the gap in left center. And there's the first hit of the game for Houston.
Wow, I'm shocked he even pulled the trigger on that pitch. He might have been fooled right there, but he was able to keep his hands back and scramble a good pitch for a base hit.
First pitch of the at-bat. And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. Springer on at first, nobody out. Correa, left field and carrying well. Looking up is Contreras. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. Carlos Correa with a 2-run shot. And the Astros take the lead. It's 2-1.
Yeah, and as we take a look at it on replay, you can see this thing was gone from the second it left his bat. A thunderous shot that dang near gave the pitcher a little whiplash. Challenged him with a fastball and lost big time.
Now batting.
Evan Gattis now standing in. And he fouls this one off. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. The 0-1. Oh, and he was fooled that time on the pitch away as he went around for strike 2. And now pitch on the way. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
It's never easy to rebound after serving up a 2-run shot, but that at bat was a good indication to me that he isn't letting it get to him. He went right after him for the strikeout.
First delivery to him on the way. 0-1 the count. A ball and a strike to count to the Astros first baseman. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Astros to this point. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
The batter, left fielder.
Here's Jake Marisnick, reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance. Now the first pitch here from Lester. And he lays off there, 1-0.
This guy's one of the best bunters in the league, but with 2 outs, I'm not sure that's a really good play right now. He might be forced to go ahead and swing the bat and try to get an extra base hit here with 2 outs.
Chopped weakly to the left. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Astros play 2 on the 2-run home run. Middle of the afternoon here in Wrigleyville. 2-1 Houston. And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Fouled off. The windup and the 0-1. Looks at a changeup that catches the corner.
These are huge innings for a team's morale. The pitcher wants to go out and throw that shutdown inning up and get the boys back swinging the bats again with a chance to capitalize and even extend this current lead.
Struck him out.
He's racking up a fair amount of strikeouts now out there. That's 6 to this point. So he's got good stuff, and he's fooling a lot of these hitters.
And there's a fastball from Verlander to jump ahead 0-1.
Hey, he's rolling so far in this one as we head into the middle part of this game. How about 90% of his first pitches have been for strikes? If he continues to do that, he just might finish this one.
And he struck him out as well. So the bottom of the order providing little resistance here, and there are 2 away. Here comes the first pitch. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
Hey, he's looking to punch out the side right here. And if this guy's going to do him favors and swing outside the zone, that's exactly what's going to happen.
A ball and 2 strikes. And he struck him out, his 8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Striding in once again, Justin Verlander. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And that one just missed outside. The 1-0. A ball and a strike now. Checks his swing here, but he does so in time. Grounded back up the middle. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth.
Third baseman, number 2. Alex Bregman.
So the Houston lineup turns over, and to the plate, Alex Bregman. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. This is skied out toward right. And quickly, 2 are gone now here in the visitors' half of the sixth.
Now batting, right fielder, Josh Reddick.
Ready for another chance. Josh Reddick. A pop out and a ground out for him to this point. First pitch on its way. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1. Reddick waiting, and now the pitch. Swing and a little tapper. That's a foul ball.
Hey, he looked like he was a little bit out in front on that breaking ball right there. The body can go a little bit. If he was able to keep his hands back a little bit, he might have been able to do some damage with that pitch.
2 balls, 1
And
strike.
fastball not close. It's 2-1 now.
Ball
And
3.
they set up away with the fastball, but it misses. 3-1.
1 strike.
Low scoring game thus far. 2-1 here in the sixth. And this
Thank you,
one
Mace.
misses inside. A ball. He walked him, and they've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Man, the pitcher's wondering how he didn't get that call. Busted him inside on a 3-1 count. The ump thought it was just a tad off the plate. Tough to get the benefit of the doubt from the umpire when you fall behind in a count like that, though.
Here's the second baseman, Jose Altuve. 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. Lester sets. First pitch on its way. Lazy fly ball out to center field. Happ is after it. He gets there to make the play, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Houston. They still lead it 2-1. Here's Javier Baez. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How did they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
First delivery to him on the way. Tried to check his swing there as this is hit for the left side. Correa is there and safe at first on a bang-bang play, as that last lunge was enough to beat the throw. Hold on here, though. You can see the skipper heading out of the dugout now, so that very close safe call might be challenged.
Yeah, Matt, definitely a close play right there. And we're going to take another look at it right here. Boy, that's just so tough to tell for sure from that angle. So we'll see what the decision is from the dugout, whether they want to challenge or not.
And it looks like a no from the bench, so they will not challenge the play, and the call will stand with the runner safe at first base. Here's Ben Zobrist now. Runner's going. Fouled away. Baez gets his lead at first, nobody out. And he rings up another one. Make it 9 strikeouts for him in the game. Ready for another shot now. Anthony Rizzo. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. No balls and a strike to count. Swing and a miss, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
The discipline has just been completely absent from this offense. Seems like they're always finding themselves behind the count, and a big reason why is they're swinging at all kinds of stuff that's not even in the strike zone.
Got him. And that's the third time we've written a K next to his name in this one.
That's 10 strikeouts for him now, and I'll tell you, he could rack up quite a few more before he's done. Still a lot of game left in this one.
Digging in once again, Kyle Schwarber. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. Line drive to center field, and he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. One left for the Cubs. Our score remains 2-1. Here's George Springer. He'll start the seventh, and Dan, as a former pitcher yourself, you must be enjoying this. Lots of good pitching and defense today.
Oh, that's one of the keys. We're seeing a lot of strikes. We're seeing a lot of swings. We're seeing some great plays on defense. This has been a snappy one up to this point.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. High in the air into shallow left center. Russell ranging into the outfield. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Every pitcher loves to get quick outs, right? How about that? One pitch, one out, a pop-up to start the inning.
Carlos Correa will stand in again as we flash you back to earlier. He's accounted for their only runs of the ball game on one swing of the bat, as this was the swing right here. First pitch on its way. This is line to left, and this will be taken in without much trouble. It's an easy start to the seventh. 2 gone.
Up next for the Astros, catcher Evan Gattis.
Evan Gattis now standing in. He flew out his first time around and then was a strikeout victim most recently. Lester gets the sign. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He's behind the big curveball. And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here as both a lefty and a righty are up. The windup and the 0-1. A swing and a shot hit down the corner, and it's a foul ball. Looking to punch him out again. The pitch missed with a breaking ball.
Wow, that was a decent breaking ball right there, but that's just a pitch that's a little easier to lay off of when you're opposite-handed, opposite bat. You could see the sweep of the ball coming right into you. That was a great take.
A 2-2 count to the Astros catcher. We're in the seventh inning now of a pitcher's duel. 2-1 our score. Hit in the air out to center field. Happ moves over. And that ends the inning. Astros go down 1-2-3 as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Digging in and looking for more, Chris Bryant. A hit in 2 tries for him so far.
This guy has been unbelievable. There were billboards outside Wrigley while he was still in AAA, and what does he do when he shows up? Rookie of the Year, MVP. I mean, get in line.
No balls and 1 strike. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. This will get foul for strike 2. Loud contact off the bat of Bryant and sent deep to left. That one is out of here. This game is tied. Chris Bryant leaves the yard with a solo shot. And with it, the Cubs have battled back to tie things at 2.
Yeah, we're all tied up, and it's anybody's ball game after that blast. We live in that "what have you done for me lately" world, so that gem he was pitching doesn't mean anything anymore.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. He will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Boy, right down the middle for strike 2.
Hey, you find yourself down 0-2, you've got to grind a little bit right here. I don't understand the game plan. Let's see if we can get this one back to even count.
Oh, that's foul.
Missed with a slider. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Up and in here as he had to bend out of danger. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Sent on the ground out to second. Throw on to first, so a good comeback there as he gets the first out of the inning. Ready for another shot now. Ian Happ. He's grounded out and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. Swung on and missed for the first strike. A cold strike on the inside corner. Verlander has been strong to this point. He's given up just the 2 earned runs through 6 1/3. And he struck him out. And there's strikeout number 11 in the ballgame.
That was a big strikeout there, guys. The best pitchers have the ability to strike guys out when they really need to. And that second out was really important at this point of the game. Could be something we look back on later when the game's over.
Gonzalez with a great slide. It's there, and he's out. But the Cubs draw even thanks to this solo home run. We'll march on to the 8th, and we're deadlocked now.
Now pitching for the Cubs, number 41,
Here's Marwin Gonzalez now. The numbers head-to-head with Steve Cishek. He's 1 for 5.
First baseman, Marwin Gonzalez.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he tries to hold back on the swing, but I think it would have been ruled a strike anyway. It's 0-1. The pitch. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
That is such a tough pitch to lay off right there, but you have to find a way. There's nothing you're going to do with that low sinker except foul it into your shin or hit a ground ball to the left side.
The 0-2 delivery. Very weakly on the ground, but it gets fouled.
When you have 2 strikes on you, as a hitter, if you get something that you can handle, you have to find a way to do some damage with it. That was a missed opportunity.
Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. The next 0-2. Hit down the line at first, but this will wind up foul. Still 0-2.
That wasn't a terrible pitch right there, but if he's going to execute and get this swing and a miss, he's going to have to get that ball a little bit further down, maybe even potentially bounce the next one.
And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2.
I can't blame him one bit out on the mound. I'm shocked he didn't pick up the rosin bag and see if he could get a foul ball on that one. He had to see if he would swing way outside the zone.
Hit on the ground out to short. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8. The Cubs are into their bullpen now as there are the final numbers for their starter. It was a really nice day on the mound for him. Ready once again, Jake Marisnick. He was a ground out victim last time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss just behind a lively fastball. And it looks like the Cubs will get a left-hander up and working out of the bullpen. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And that slider's almost in the dirt.
He's going to have to make adjustment on that slider away. He can't just make it a non-competitive pitch and allow these guys to take. He's got to start that a little bit more over the middle of the plate to get that swing and miss on the outer half.
The 1-1 is looked at for ball number 2.
Count is 2 and
That's
1.
where he wants that sinker to end up, but that was a nice job of laying off.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. A little too tall that time. 3-1 now.
Time to focus here. This game is way too close to be walking, guys, so we'll see if he can make him swing the bat on this next pitch.
And he lays off. Ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
You know, it takes a lot of discipline to watch a pitch like that go by, but on a 3-1 count, he had the luxury of being a little bit more selective up there. Good take, and a walk is the result.
Brian McCann will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 16, Brian McCann.
And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Before the delivery, a check on that go-ahead run at first. Runners on the move for second. Pitch outside. The throw.
He's safe.
Not in time. He's in there at second. Certainly a very close play at second on that bag. So let's analyze it with show track. We all know he's got plus speed on his side, and you really see it represented in the top speed. That really made the difference on that one. He's set. Here's the 2-2. And a tough take on an inside sinker that just missed for ball 3. You see a right-handed batter waiting next, but he could very well be pulled back as the situation dictates. Runners back. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 1 away. Runner goes for third. Now a spin and a throw back to second, and he's back standing. And he'll turn and throw back to second again, keeping particularly close tabs on him. And now he'll go back to second another time here, being especially careful here. Runner breaks for third. Hit out towards second. There's Baez on to first, and McCann is retired here for route number 2. He's safe at the plate, and they've taken the lead here in the 8th. And that'll bring up the former first-rounder Alex Bregman. The numbers head-to-head with Steve Cishek. Just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. Cishek pauses. Here comes the first pitch, and it's fouled away. bases are empty here with 2 men out. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
That's one of the hardest things to do in this game. You know he's sitting fastball. That ball starts to slide away from him. You have to have some serious strong hands and wrists not to commit right there.
The 1-1. Hit hard to short. Russell has it. And the throw to first is in time, but the damage has been done as the side is retired. So they scratch across a run on no hits, no errors, and no one left on. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. The Astros on top, 3-2. Chris Stavinsky is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 47.
Digging in to try it again, Addison Russell. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Addison Russell.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2. Another 0-2 coming. And he fouls this one off. On a good changeup, a swing and a miss, and he's set down on strikes for the 2nd time today. And there are the final numbers for the Astros starting pitcher. Great day's work any way you look at it. Third baseman hugging the line here. Now the first pitch. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. And this one's too far inside, ball 2. The 2-0 on the way. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Springer has a read on it. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
Now batting, right fielder, Ben Zobrist.
Here's Ben Zobrist now. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. First pitch on its way. Takes a high fastball for a strike.
That pitch up in the zone called the strike, and that's a tough pitch for a batter to hit, though, that fastball that's high in the zone.
The flip to the pitcher covering as that will retire the side. Pretty painless half of the inning all told. 9th inning coming up. Astros lead this one 3-2. Justin Wilson enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Stepping in is Josh Reddick, 0 for 2 on the afternoon so far. Off we go in the 9th as the first pitch misses for ball 1. The 1-0 home. Sent in the air out to straightaway center. Happ on the move. 1 down. Digging in once again, Jose Altuve. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. First offering on its way. Starting to go down after it, and he couldn't hold back. It's strike 1. Here's the pitch. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1. 1-run game here in the top of the 9th. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. And he just couldn't keep that ball fair as it winds up a long foul ball. And tough fastball to lay off on 1 and 2, but he did, and it's 2 and 2 now. Popped him up. Contreras over to his left. 2 down.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
Stepping in now, George Springer as he hits one on a line to left field. And that gets down and ought to be good for extra bases. post into second here with a 2-out double.
That base hit was screaming off the bat, and our show track technology more than confirms it. 111 miles an hour was the exit velocity of that line drive.
Here's Carlos Correa now, as he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike one. A couple of RBIs for him already, and a chance for more here. Pickoff move to second, and a dive, but he's back. Springer at second with 2 down. Grounder down the line at third. And nothing will come of the 2-out double as the inning is over. Astros lead 1, and it remains a 3-2 ball game. Anthony Rizzo stands in now.
Leading off the bottom of the ninth inning for the Cubs,
Ken Giles comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
your
And
attention,
a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
number 53.
High in the air into shallow left center. Here comes Marisnick. 1 away.
Now batting, left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
First offering on its way. And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. The 0-1 pitch. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Reddick has a read on it. 2 gone.
Now batting, third baseman, Rick Ryan.
Here's Chris Bryant now. It was a solo shot for him in his last at-bat. And he takes ball 1. Fans on their feet in a 1-run ball game in the last of the ninth.
Count even now at 1-1.
Swinging and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Hey, it's hard to win games at any point, but to win games on the road, especially in this ballpark, so they are very happy with this win.
A 1-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. The Houston Astros claim the victory despite being held to only 3 hits. Justin Verlander is credited with the win. So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and the rest of our crew. This is Matt Vasgersian, and you've been watching a presentation of MLB Network. See you next time.